Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is Falcon Friday, high noon madness at noon. We're gonna be, on it about the upcoming game with the Falcons and Colts. And talking about a few things of what are the keys to this win and what are we gonna have to do with these Colts and be taking a look at a few of the situations that may be in effect in this game with the Falcons and Colts. We're going to be also discovering some of those things that are going on with this coaching staff as it is opposed to the teachings, the message to the players, and being totally bought in. Because there seems to be some notion that um, there is no teaching going on with the offense as opposed to the defense. But with that, I'm gonna say good morning to everyone, good afternoon to everyone. You know what I mean, guys, everybody going. In this holiday weekend, Christmas weekend, blessed weekend, you know what I'm saying, as it is getting started today. So let's you know, say good morning, Cartier. What's happening? Ghost Peppers, good to see you. I saw Auntie in here earlier, but I'm quite sure she will be back. But we're gonna go ahead and get into the some of the what some of the things that I want to talk about. Because y'all know what I've been on, you know what I'm saying, this week and whatnot. You know, coming into this week with the Colts and the Falcons. I was looking at some of the highlights from the Colts last game, I think with the Steelers. Um, and I guess one of the bigger questions um that I have, you know what I'm saying, coming into this game, you know what I'm saying, because y'all know what I've been on, you know what I mean, you does this season's defensive success blind some to, obvious things in certain flaws going to the defense? Um, I mean, because I've been told in pretty much every turn, you know what I'm saying, because I've been hot and heavy, on the defensive lapses late in games, the final drives of the games to close the games. Um, I think a lot of people has gotten it misconstrued as me, saying what I've been saying is that, the defenses haven't been doing their job through the year. And that is totally false because I have praised the defense. You know what I'm saying? I've, been, in acknowledgement of our status, what I'm saying, in the league. We top 10, you know what I'm saying? And all of that. But even with all that, just like we've seen, what I'm saying, around the league. I mean, the Browns have had some, certain particular issues, what I'm saying, on defense. And they, for the most part, have been the best defense in the league. The Ravens have had a few missteps with their defense as well. I mean, even the 49ers, they were on what, 3 or 4 game losing streak. And a lot of that had to do with their defense, saying faltering, you know what I mean? So it's just not it's not been exclusive, you know what I'm saying, to what the Dirty Birds have been going through defensively. I'm just saying, you know, with the money of the team being on the defense. There have been some occasions. I mean, and rightfully, being questioned right now. In this game, will they, show up? You know what I mean? That's what what I'm saying is been my what I'm saying thing going into this week. You know, um, as because Nielsen and Gray and them, they got a find a way to get, you know, Minshew rattled. So he's been doing some things. You know what I mean? I think, saying how is this going to work? I mean, we've we've seen where great game plans have been devised by this staff. Um, and I believe that it won't be no different with this week. I mean, because the Colts, they got a pretty good, what I'm saying, they got some pretty good weapons over there with Cox at tight end and Pittman at receiver. You know what I mean? Moss and them and Taylor in the backfield. They run game. Um, I think we can attack the right side of that line, based on, what I saw looking at film from the Steelers game, saying that they won. Um, from the defensive perspective, saying on this game going in. Um, you know, uh, I just want to, just state it that, all right, given, what we got going on, and um on the as far as health is concerned with this defense, the younger guys that the guys that have been rotated in, still have been able to, do the job, for the most part. Um, maybe this game, what I'm saying, we it'll be, enough to where, whatever the offense is able to, put up, you know, will be, substantially enough, and the defense can, hold fort. You know, um, you know, Heineke, in his offense, because they can't make the mistakes that the Steelers made. You know, can't turn the ball over. Can't give them, multiple chances, because that's what happened in that game. You know what I'm saying? The Steelers gave the Colts D multiple chances, to create turnovers. And they put the ball in their offensive hands, and, in short fields. We can't do that against them. You know. Um, let's see here. All right. What's happening, John St. Clair, Michael Walker? Good morning. Hey, Sonya. What's going on, Corey? You know what I'm saying? Everybody in here. Y'all let me know what you think, what I'm saying, about what I'm talking about right now. From a schematic perspective, what I'm saying, coming with this game. Um, the Colts got a pretty good run game. This kid Pittman at receiver, and the other, I can't pronounce his name, but the other receiver, who's been often injured but is back in rotation, what I'm saying, on the outside. Their big tight end Cox seems to be a pretty good weapon as well. Um, how will we attack that? Um, it's because we have to ask ourselves this question, because we are 0-2 with Heineke. You know what I'm saying? Because can we put a dub in the win column where Heineke under center? It is a must. With everybody, that locker room, the units and whatnot, gonna rally around him, and what I'm saying, and get it done. You know, um, just putting in perspective. You know what I'm saying? You know, um, we have to, look at it. What I'm saying, from a multitude of ways of what we have to do. To get this dub, what I'm saying, in this game. And I'm gonna take a look at, what some of y'all are talking about. Um the defense, this was Sonya, the defense has played well during the season, during the second half. They have cost us 4 games, which is true. That's what I'm talking about. You know, um, because we have to, look at, things that have happened. You know, um, you have to excuse me. I'm having a little trouble with my eyes a little bit this morning. Um, just having technical difficulties as well. Yeah, there we go. Because this is it's a big question. You know, will there be a show or no show in crunch time? What I'm saying, by this $100 million defense. Well, if it comes to that again, what I'm saying, and Sonya, you make a valid point. Because what I'm saying, just based, because I've been trying to make that same point, and people have been, calling themselves trying to get at my neck, you know, because I've called the defense out on those 4 losses. You know what I'm saying? Which is the difference in our record right now. The defense closed on those 4 games, most notably last weekend, and we're 10-4. I mean, but hey, I'm just saying, how can we rectify that? I mean, from a defensive perspective, how can what from a defensive, what I'm saying, perspective in this game, because like I said, watching, looking at the film from their last game and in the game before, Pittman and Cox have been getting off. Their rank game is kind of sort of come to life a little bit. And we got to be physical. We got to be dominant on the defense side of the ball. We got to get Gordon Minshew off his mark. You know what I'm saying? Put hands on him, touch him a few times. You know what I'm saying? Like any other quarterback, and that's been part of our issue, especially, what I'm saying, in late in games, not getting pressure. You know, um, you know, just saying, you know, uh, Brian Peoples, what's happening? That Rams definitely gave us some hope to get to what we gotta, yeah, and you're absolutely right. I was actually going to point that out. You know what I'm saying, with the Saints. You know what I'm saying, went in the bed last night. There is, optimal hope. Because there are things happening, that are going to be happening around us, that may benefit us, and we got to handle our business starting this week. You know what I'm saying? We got to close this season strong. Um, you know, and because shit, shit's going down. We got to handle our business. You know what I'm saying, to capitalize. You know what I'm saying, and move forward. In getting the job done. You know, um, and like I asked earlier. You know, can the O unit on the whole, with Heineke on the center, get off the snag? Because yeah, we are 0-2 with Heineke this year when he has played. Um, And we got to change that right here. Um, one good thing is keep a clean pocket. He's a relatively good pocket passer. Even though he is a willing runner when need be. Um, I think that also help with that we are gonna have to run the ball more. Um, and with that, we're gonna have to schematically attack what can be attacked on this Colts defense, on the edges, um and in their linebackers, underneath and with the run game. uh let's see, give me a second here. uh okay. I think I'm finna have a little something here for you guys. Damn it. And there we go. What's up, young man? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm having a little break at work right now. I ain't driving nowhere. We having a little barbecue for Christmas, but got a little time on my hands, and I just want to point out some things about this coming Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen,
Mm.
this is a do or die game. Technically, every game the rest of the season is a do or die game. We have no choice but to win out. It don't matter what anybody else does. Well, it kind of does, but we have to solely focus on what the Falcons have to do. The Falcons have got to win. If we are, and like OG pointed out, we are 0-2 with Heineke. That has to change Sunday. If we want to keep our playoff hopes alive, we have to win. We have to win Sunday against the Colts. We have to win the following Sunday against the against the Bears, and then we have to win the last game down in the Big Easy. Um, Currently, the way things is going, it's crazy to say this, but if now hindsight as a fan looking at this, if Tampa somehow falters against the Jaguars, that literally puts everybody in, and if the Falcons handle their business against the Colts Sunday, that puts everybody back in a three-way tie. Now here's where things get dicey, because now the Colts, I mean, because now Tampa and New Orleans face off each other the following week. Now I know as Falcon fans, um, most of us would, I mean, it's a bitter rivalry. But I pointed out, I don't have no true disdain for the Saints like that because, I look at it as an Atlanta Louisiana rivalry. But if, as much as it might pain y'all, if Tampa lose to Jacksonville this coming Sunday, y'all, you might have to find a way to root for the Saints the following week. Because for the best bet for the Falcons is the Falcons need the Saints to beat Tampa. So then, if the Falcons handle their business against Chicago, it sets up the final showdown for the division title in New Orleans. So, with that being said, it's gonna be all full for their support to Heineke this Sunday. He needs it. We need it because in order for us to win, he has to perform well, along with our receiving core, our running backs, our O linemen, as well as our defense. We need everybody on board to get a win Sunday. We need everybody to execute to get a win Sunday. Play calling have to be on point. But one of the main things is we have to execute. So those that is my take for this upcoming game.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was talking about, what I'm saying, because I looked at, a little film on the Colts last game. That the young running back, what I'm saying, Zach Moss, and the two little studs, what I'm saying, on outside. I can't remember it's a funny name, Nuevo or something like that, and Pittman, and their tight end Cox. Um, you know, I think that the right side of that offensive line, most notably that right tackle, can be attacked. If we, looking for, a way to get pressure and get Minshew off his mark and make him uncomfortable, which, you know, the Steelers were able to do in that game. But you know, the the mistakes that the Steelers made were, turning the ball over. And they kept giving the Colts a short field, and we cannot do that. We cannot do that. We cannot turn the ball over. You know what I'm saying? We got to stay within ourselves, and run, and take the adequate shots that we can take, what I'm saying, off the run game. Um, you know, that's what I saw from looking at that game, on both sides of the ball. Um, shoot, like I said, Heineke, he's a pretty good pocket passer. And he's a willing runner when need be. He's not going to do too much of hanging on to the ball. He's going to get it out. Um, and if we run the ball, like we can, I think that we'll be able to get 170 to 220 yards in the air. Because Drake has been the hot hand here lately. Um, and I think we can capitalize on it, especially on the outside, on out routes, and over the top. Like I said, underneath it, attacking their linebackers, because that's what I saw as a weakness on that Colts defense. What you think?
Well, if their weakness is that linebacker core, and you're right, we can't attack it. Now I'm pretty sure he'll find ways to utilize a Johnu Smith and that aspect. But see, this is the game that I need Kyle Pitts to be who he's supposed to be. Like I don't need lackluster route running. I don't need lack effort. I need it all.
hmm We don't need no phony unicorn activity.
Right, because there's gonna be possibility the game that can actually help save the season, and it would be fitting for him to get off in that aspect. Now you mentioned Drake London. I know like the two games that London played with Heineke, he really didn't get much love, and you could tell the difference because once Heineke got hurt in the Cardinals game and they inserted uh Desmond Ritter back in, um immediately like London became a factor.
hmm
But with that being said though, like I said, we just need everybody to be on point come Sunday. Cause like I said, every game we play from here on out is do or die. If the Falcons lose this Sunday, the season's lost. There's no other way
Yep.
around it.
Yep. Yep.
The Falcons cannot afford another loss this year. They
Yeah.
have to
That's
win
right.
out. And it would be good for the team psyche for one, because even if we don't make the postseason, going 9-8 would be okay. It's an improvement.
Yeah. Yeah. Um.
It's progress.
Yeah, it is. And Wyatt makes a good point right here because this is true. But I know, with the situation being what it is, I know they're on that, and getting the necessary reps in, you know what I'm saying, and designing whatever they're designing for this game, schematically. Um, now really ain't the time to be worrying about being comfortable. We just got to go out there and execute. Who's ever out there, like I said, over the last, 2, 3 weeks, Drake has had the hot hand out there, you know, and making some plays. Him and and Scotty Miller has been involved as well as Hodge. But we just got to make it. We got to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no hanging heads. We just, the body language has to be about business. You know, and from um Pitts' perspective, you got to get it done. You want the ball in your hands, you got to hang on to the ball. You know what I'm saying? You want to be involved, you got to be all the way involved. That means block when it's called for you to block. And if the play is coming to you, run the routes like it's supposed to be run. You know what I'm saying? Attack it, attack the ball, attack the defensive player. Dude, you 6'6", 245. Okay. Shouldn't no 5'9", 6 foot, you know what I'm saying, corner defensive back, you know what I'm saying, be getting you off your mark. You know what I'm saying? And there have been flashes where we've seen you play as such, but for the most part, you've been having a little bit too much, diva is in you. You know what I mean? If you're about this team, you know what I'm saying, then do your part on this team, even when the play ain't designed for you. Your body language shouldn't be a tell for opposing defense to know, okay, he ain't getting the ball, so we know they either gonna run or it's going to Drake. We can't be having that. And that's been an issue this season. A very, very big issue. You know. Um we and like I said, and then on the other side of the ball as well, yeah, we're missing some bodies, but we've also seen that the youngins, Zach, what I'm saying, and Ebikity and the boys have been, what I'm saying, bringing the noise, and they're gonna have to bring it for all 4 quarters, 60 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, 60 minutes, 60 minutes. You know what I'm saying? 60 minutes with off with your head. 60 minutes with cracking heads. Hat on a hat. you know, um, which is how Indianapolis is going to be coming. With Moss and Taylor out their backfield. And they got some physical receivers. They got some physical receivers, so we're gonna have to match it. We're gonna have to make it uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? And contrary to how this fan base, thinks or feel, they got to make it uncomfortable. They got to be extreme as a 12 man inside the bins. It got to be noisy. It got to be uncomfortable, and the defense got to make it uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? This O line got to be bullies in the run game. You know what I mean? And if the ball is thrown to you, catch it. You know what I'm saying? And as for Honey Mustard, ball security is a must. We can't have no. I don't want to see a fifth or a sixth fumble out of you. You know, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man.
I mean, I get it. I mean, we've have had issues all year with a lot of things, mainly ball security. Um, that definitely can't happen Sunday. You cannot give the Colts a
Mm-hmm.
short field. Um, like you said, I need guys to be big and physical when it comes to catching their passes. I don't need you out there letting, a guy that's, a third of your size get the better of you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like I need everybody to be on point. Offensively, defensively, I know we are missing some guys and whatnot, but like I said, from the most part, these guys been playing pretty solid even when they were missing key people. I mean, I don't know if Omiyata coming back or anything like that, but
Yeah,
like I said,
I think he's playing this. I think he's playing this week.
I mean, if he do that'll be a plus because that'll help with the run game. Um, I don't know how much that the dude London to be out. 'Cause I know he had a pick issue. So like I said, I don't know
Mm,
how long he's gonna be out. But like I said, at the end of the day, everybody just whoever steps on the field Sunday, you just got to be able to give your best performance because we gonna need it. We gonna need your top notch performance every week until the end of the season. Like I said, if we don't make the playoffs but finish the season 98, cool. But if we somehow can make the playoffs at 98, that's even better.
right.
Cause I don't, I listen. Cause listen, one thing about it, whether people want to say they believe in the team or not, listen, I still would rather watch my team at least one more week in January.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If we could somehow, you know what I'm saying, you know, get get the division crown, you know what I'm saying, and we can see what we could do with it. Blackberry, what it do? What it do? Um, it makes a valid point. Yeah, we have. But the thing is, we're 0-2 with Heineke. Can we get off the snide with Heineke? You know, and put a win column in there with Heineke. You know what I'm saying? You know, um, it, it's gonna have to be a collective effort all the way around. You know what I'm saying? From O to D to special teams. You know, field position. You know, flipping. Um, you know, continual drives. You know, clock eating. You know, third down execution. On both sides, from the offense and defense. Defense getting off on third down, offense continuing on third down. Um, like I said, you know, the O line have to be bullets in the run game. Ball security is a must. You know, from a couple of aspects. You know, no ints and not putting the ball on the ground. Um, it's just we got to play sound, disciplined, fundamental football, basically. You know, uh, you just we got to get momentum, capitalize on it, keep it, roll it, ride it. You know what I mean? We at the crib. Matter of fact, this is the last game of the season at the crib.
Right.
You know, so we got to make it soundful. We got to make it uncomfortable for these Colts. You know what I'm saying? We got to make it difficult for them. You know what I'm saying? Cause some false starts. You know what I'm saying? You know, some illegal procedures. You know what I'm saying? You know, every little thing is going to count. You know, on third down, it got to be unbearable. You know, you know what I'm saying? And for the offense, we just like I said, we just got we got to minimize the three and outs. You know what I'm saying? If we have a short field, capitalize on the short field. You know what I'm saying? If we have to start a long drive, you know what I'm saying? You know, maintain a drive. You know what I'm saying? Be aggressive, but be smartly aggressive. You know, um, it's basically what it comes down to. Let's see here. I'm trying to post it. Many kind comments. Um,
See, some say Bijan shouldn't be a lead back. I mean, I mean, for me, I kind of agree. I've been saying
yeah.
all season why Tyler Algier should have been our guy. Even though I understand Bijan was our first round pick, but to me when we drafted the man, it felt a little slight to Algier due to the fact that the man did rush for 1,000 yards and he pretty much didn't even play the first quarter of the season. Like he went hard to
Mm,
see it until like the Cleveland game. And then after that, the man just flourished and had 1,000 yard season, broke our rookie rushing record, our rookie club record in rushing. Can't be mad at that. Um, Seeing this coming as well. So in reality, the team got to have one of their best games of the season. Pretty much, bro. Pretty much, bro. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if this the time to do it, this the time to do it. Like, we talk, even when you talking about us going, 3-0 the last three games, like we have been able to win back to back games, but we could never get that third. So this gonna have to be the time to get that third. That's just what it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a
So the Saints
prove it.
lost. What that do for the Falcons? I mean, they 7-8. If the Falcons win Sunday, we 7-8. If the Bucs somehow falter against the Jaguars, they're 7-8.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be back at a three-way tie. Now, if the Bucs do win, they 8-7, but they got to go to New Orleans. If the Saints somehow beat them in New Orleans, then they both 8-8, and if we win, we 8-8. But see now this where the kicker come in, because when we get to that last game between the Falcons and the Saints, uh, we could win, but that might not mean we make the postseason. We could be 9-8 and beat the Saints, and the Saints be like 8-9. But if Bucks end up winning Sunday and then lose to the Saints the following week, if they win a game the week after that, I think they pretty much will take the division. Because I think the only division loss the Bucks got is against us.
Yep.
So now at this point, so now it's to that point that you need like I said, in hindsight, we need the Bucks to literally lose their next two games for us to just
Exactly.
get the division outright. Because see, if they lose their next two games and the Falcons win their next two games, as long as they beat New Orleans that last game, and no matter what the Bucks do, we make the playoffs because we 9-8, and they'll
Mm-hmm.
be 8.
Yep.
I mean,
I mean,
or you now even though the Rams won Sunday, you could get a slid possibly from the Vikings
mm-hmm.
to get that one of them last two playoff spots in the wild card. So like I said, the Falcons season is really not over. But the main thing they got to do, they got to take care of business that's in front of them and just pray on the rest.
Yep. You right,
If we
you right,
if
Black Bear.
we lose two more games, we win the division. That you are correctly, baby. You are correct. That's really what we need is a miracle for the Bucks to lose two of their last three. And like I said, even now, like I said, the Jacksonville game gonna be a toss up because Jacksonville just came off a loss at home, but they could rebound and beat the Bucks. That'll do us a favor. But like I said, that showdown between the Bucks and the Saints gonna tell it all.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we had our business in Tampa, our season gonna come down to who win that game. Now, if the town, like I said, if Tampa end up losing against the Jags and beating the Saints and losing against the Saints at home, and as long as the Falcons do their job, which is to win their next two games, then it comes down. Then the division comes down to the Falcons and Saints. And
Right.
I'm pretty
Right.
sure, and I'm pretty sure there's nothing in this world that most Falcon fans will love is to not only send the Saints home packing, but to beat them in their own stadium to win a division. Oh God!
Yep. Yep.
So like I said, this is what we looking for. We got all the makings of a great team. Just have to get some consistent quarterback play. That's true. That's very much true. Don't get me wrong, and I'm here to tell y'all, and I won't backtrack for nothing that I said about Ritter this year, because I have full fledged support in that man. But even that very much dwindled last week because, like I said, that play the play that he threw the interception, you cannot do that, bro. You just can't. Not in a game like that. So I mean, like I said, we definitely need consistent quarterback play. Um, I mean, I even came out and said because since you basically had to bench Ritter twice in a season, pretty much like I said, his time in Atlanta, he just gonna either accept the backup role, he gonna have to get traded off. I don't see him being back another year unless like I said unless he accept the backup role because him being a starter ain't it. But like I said, how things played out is it really was a low risk, high reward type situation. We drafted him in the third round. If he panned out good, if he didn't, that's fine as well. We can still move on without major casualties. So I mean, like I said, it is what it is in that aspect.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, it seems as though that may be the case. I mean, but I've said what I've said. You know what I'm saying on that from a big picture perspective. I mean, because this fan base and most people involved are gonna have this doom and gloom. You know what I'm saying? Thought on this. I mean, to basically say that this man's career is pretty much fucking over with, because of the outcomes of these first, 18, 19 games is really kind of crazy to me. And I've given examples of how that could be, saying a false narration. I mean, but hey, people are hell bent to think what they want to think. It is what it is, and it's up to this regime, going forward, how we're gonna handle this, and I hope it, will be from an intelligent perspective. I mean, because like I've said, and I'm gonna continue to say, from a quarterback perspective, you're not gonna get it all in one preseason, one, uh training camp, or even one season. It is a process. And to say that you know all there is to know on a guy after 18 games, that's total bullshit. You know, I mean, hell, and I've said it before. By this particular logic, Troy Aikman shouldn't have played another down after the 1988 season, and they went 1-15. He couldn't throw Stone Mountain in the ocean.
Good God.
Okay, seriously, bro, he couldn't. I saw that. It was,
Uh,
by this by the majority fan base's logic right here on Desmond Ritter. Okay, by that, Troy Aikman shouldn't have played another down after his rookie year.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest
Okay,
with you. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, I understand where you coming from. I mean, if they do give him if they keep him alone and give him another shot, I won't be upset about it. Like I said, it's just a how he played. But like I said, we've seen stranger things. I mean, because like you said, if we playing that type of card, then Josh Allen shouldn't be playing because he looked like pure shit his first 2 years.
right, exactly. Hell, by this logic, everybody talking. Hell, Peyton Manning shouldn't have played another down after his rookie year.
Hell, technically, I mean, well, technically, if we really being honest, hell, Josh Allen shouldn't be playing now. Cause dude, like, is
Right,
a turnover machine,
right.
but he
I
just got
mean,
paid 300 million.
right. I can give more examples. Joe Montana only won 2 games in his rookie campaign. You know what I'm saying? But we see how that turned out. I mean, I'm really be fuddled. You know what I'm saying? With this, he ain't it. How do you know what he is and isn't? This kid, he's in the total embryo stage of his NFL life. And you know what I'm saying? And y'all out here with the whole well, we need to, get in a good position for the draft next season and trade up and come on, man. I mean,
We ain't doing that's just
do
dumbass.
do y'all even understand anything that has ever happened in NFL history? You know what I'm saying? Y'all so dead set on the first round pick at quarterback. You do know the percentages of first round quarterback picks. You know what I'm saying? Percentage of success. You do know it's under 30, right? It's under 30%. You know, it's just, y'all. It just I'm just putting factual logic out as opposed to this, what I'm saying, fantasy football, what I'm saying, Madden reaction tape. Because you can't hit reset, what I'm saying, just because you fail. You just can't fire everybody and start over. I mean, what and cut everybody that's what I'm saying on the team now. Hell, this season right here, what I'm saying, was the third different personnel grouping under this regime,
Very much true.
and it's like that keep getting dismissed. Because it clearly, saying a lot of people do not understand transitional development. And like I said, I've watched a certain number of coaches in my life of watching NFL football. You know what I'm saying? I saw Chuck Noll. You know what I mean? I saw, what I'm saying, Don Coryell. I saw Tom Landry. I saw, Bill Walsh, George Seifert even. You know what I'm saying? Dick Vermeil, Joe Gibbs. There was always moving parts to get better and what I'm saying, and evolve. You know what I'm saying? Is there some moves to be made that need to be made on the offensive side of the staff? Yes.
Like getting the
And when
damn
you
coach.
yeah, we need a receiver. We need a receivers coach. We need a quarterbacks coach. We need to upgrade. We really need to upgrade. You know what I'm saying? At the O line coach. We need to upgrade. It just, the things that could happen that could better, what I'm saying, better the staff in it, and then, what I'm saying, in its evolvement, to go along, what I'm saying, with, getting these guys, where they need to be the players that they need to be, you know. Um,
I, it's crazy because you brought up that uh we haven't had basically the same team that all 3 years. And see, that's the stuff that I had to explain to people when people asked me when I tweeted out and said, well, what makes you think that Arthur Smith should be fired or why you don't think he'll be fired? And I'm looking like, have we had the same team? Like, if we had the same squad for 3 years, then and he was feeling, I could understand that. I'm like, but bro, like y'all, I said, I'm pretty sure that nobody in this chat can tell us who our starting safety was in 2021. I can, but can y'all do it without Googling?
right.
I mean, like I said, we all know AJ Terrell was our starting cornerback in 2021, but who was our starting two safeties in our starting other corner? I'm pretty sure most folks can't even tell you who they was. But that's what I'm saying. We haven't had the same team.
Yep, we haven't. We haven't. I mean, people seem to forget we had to dig out from under 100 million plus in dead cap.
That too.
You know, um,
Like, and that's another thing. We were simultaneously tearing down the team as we was rebuilding the team. That's a
having
that's a
to,
lot on the coaches.
yeah, yeah, they're having to deconstruct in order to construct to get to actually, what I'm saying, fortifying a foundation.
Right. And Earl Thompson said the biggest problem is they didn't give him more reps last season in the preseason. Last year we had no expectations, so he should have played more. I mean, here's the problem about that though. You don't want to ruin your guy's psyche early. Because that's what a lot of people don't understand. What happened to a lot of these quarterbacks over the years. A lot of them got thrown to the wolves, and people are like it's sink or swim, but you can't do that. And I got also explain to people like y'all do y'all not realize like here's the problem about a lot of guys that's come out of college. You hear names, well, of course, Bo Nix said Bo Nix is Asher Ross right now. He loves college. He's staying another year. But when you hear names like Bo Nix and Michael Penix and Caleb Williams and so on and so forth, if you notice about these guys, that most of these guys run like some sort of RPO type system. So, but they get the recognition. And the crazy part about it is, to me, the closest quarterback that could be NFL ready is Carson Beck. And I'm not saying it to be a Georgia Bulldog fan, but the reason why I'm making this statement is because he actually runs an offense and he actually know how to scan the field, read the defense, this, that, and that. He is learning in college to play a quarterback. So it ain't just about you reading the DN, the linebacker, and another person to know if you want to make the right read or not. He's learning to read the defense. So that what makes it better. A lot of guys can't do that. Blackberry said if Art gets fired, which I don't think he will, it won't be because of the first two seasons. It will be because of the way we lost these games this season. I mean, and that would be the case. But see, that's why I tell folks all the time. It's not things that went wrong wasn't always on him. This is why we try to tell people about execution. You have to execute on the field to get what you need to get. And like I said, when I people say it's coaching the problem, I'm like, bro, coach. One thing about it, as a coach, you don't tell your guys about that turn the ball over. You as a coach, you don't teach your guy to go fumble the football. You don't teach your guy to just throw a bullshit pass that led to an interception. You don't teach your guys. You don't go out there and teach your guys not to block properly.
Right.
That's what execution come about. Cause one thing about it, I play ball, and you get taught all that shit. You get taught, especially if you playing Friday, if you playing in high school, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Friday is your test. That's the easiest thing.
And I honestly think that if Arthur Smith gets fired, it will be cutting our nose off to spite our damn face. Quite honestly,
I mean, in a sense,
you know what I'm
because you
saying?
don't you don't have nobody you don't have nobody out there to replace him. And before anybody say it being me, but no,
Stop. Just stop.
the Washington offense is putrid up there. It's putrid.
Sam Howell's about to go down as the most hit and sack quarterback in NFL history at this rate right now.
They got no run game whatsoever. We got all. I'm gonna sound like Baba Boucher. We got all these running backs and no run game.
Right.
Mama said we got all these running backs and no run game.
That man maybe called one, two, maybe three runs in a damn game. And everybody keep talking about what Sam Howell is top three in passing yards. Yeah, because they throw the ball every damn down.
I mean, you would if you didn't throw the ball down 60 plus times a game. You better.
I've seen two games where on third it's been 3rd and 2 or less, and you come right up, lined up in shotgun, throwing the damn ball. And here's the crazy part: the irony of it, Eric Bieniemy was a running back when he played in the NFL,
That's the
but he
wild part.
refuses. He refuses to run the damn ball. But but hey,
Man was in the Heisman race back in his heydays of playing college ball, and you out here running the football, and you can't even run the football as an OC.
right. But see, that right there to me goes back to what I was saying, about him when he was over there in Kansas City, and everybody kept, talking about he is a candidate for. I don't understand how he is a candidate. That man maybe have called 9 plays in 6 years over there, because everybody knows Andy Reid calls his own plays.
Even the beat writers we did shows with in the past said that Andy Reid was calling the plays.
Mm. And looking at what's going on over there in Washington right now, screams he
Andy
ain't
Reid would
got a
call
damn
it.
clue.
See, that's what y'all don't understand. The whole point of Eric Bieniemy leaving Kansas City because he was trying to make a name for himself because he felt like he couldn't get a job due to him being coaching under Andy Reid. So he was like, "Well, let me go elsewhere and prove my worth." But for what I'm seeing, you ain't proved nothing.
Right.
But bruh, the history is important though because human nature is the same. In '74, the Steelers drafted 4 future Hall of Famers, but they still had to play the games. I mean, that's true. That's
Yeah.
very much true.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter what you got on paper, you still got to perform. Did y'all forget about the dream team that was the Philadelphia Eagles assembled back in 2011 and how they do?
Right.
They went 8-8 in the playoffs. One of their losses came. One of their losses came against our beloved Falcons. Well, you had a stadium filled with big jerseys, red and green.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my favorite signs from that game was that night was "We love you, Vic, but this Matt Ryan house."
Right.
And Matt Ryan performed that night to let you know it is his house.
Me. Yeah, he got a lot of them around here sound like Aaron Hall. I miss you. Got me to you, baby. I
Listen, at the
miss
end of the day,
you.
like I said, the guys got to perform, and I have to explain that to a lot of people. You got to perform on the field, and
Yep.
everybody. Like I said, one thing about it, everybody can talk. Like I had to tell Steelers fans that two major content creators that both are Steelers fans. I'm pretty sure some of y'all might know them, either Chisel Adonis or Urinated Tree. When they were watching the game Saturday against the Colts, they trashing. We need to fire Mike Tomlin, this, that, and third. And I explained to them, do y'all know how hard it is to find y'all head coach in this league now? But you saying, well, Mike Tomlin doing this, I said, the crazy part about it is, I said, how do y'all know y'all team? How do you not know if Mike Tomlin not masking your team deficiencies? Because everybody like to say it's the coach's fault, but how do you know like I said, y'all said Matt Canada fault, the offense ain't do shit. Y'all fired Canada and had 1 400-yard game and went back to being shitty. So is it Matt Canada? I said the same shit about when the Buffalo Bills fired Ken Dorsey. You got rid of Ken Dorsey, but Josh Allen still turning that bitch over. So who fault it is? We fired Ken Dorsey. But Allen still out there throwing picks and jumping the football. So is it Ken Dorsey or is it Josh Allen? See, people have to get in the mindset. Y'all have to start looking at these players now. It ain't always the coaching. Players got to do their job, and a lot of them don't. But it's the enablement through social media that allows them to get away with murder the way they do.
AKA the phony unicorn.
People love Lamar Jackson, but nobody don't acknowledge the bullshit that he does. Yeah, they winning games right now, thankfully. He better. He got a damn good defense. You got two of the
Yeah.
best linebackers in the league on the same team, man. Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith.
And here's the irony in that um they're running the Georgia Bulldogs playbook over there in Baltimore.
It's gonna pain me to say this, but Stetson look better running that damn play. But you know, I'm going on mute.
And to say that, you know what I'm saying, you basically had
I
to
can't stand fucking
go and
Stetson.
get a
Do you
college
know how
go and
hard
get
it
a
is for
college offensive
that?
coordinator and run a college playbook. They are running the Georgia Bulldogs playbook over there in Baltimore.
And again, Stetson look more like an NFL quarterback in that offense than Lamar does. That's saying something. And I can't stand Stetson.
Mm,
So what does that
yeah.
tell you?
Mm. Okay. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all don't even realize the QB play in the next probably 5 years ain't gonna be worth a damn. Cause everybody running college style offenses and that crap don't work in the NFL when you playing against legit NFL minds. Because they're gonna figure it out. If the team got the quality to stop you, they're gonna stop you.
You got maybe 4 schools in the NCAA that runs pro style concepts on offense. Everybody else is getting these athletes and throwing them at the quarterback position and running option. Which basically gives you, you know what I'm saying, 3 running backs in your backfield, you know what I'm saying, every down. You know,
And,
and and, and you're having a lot of kids coming into the NFL unprepared at their position, even you know what I'm saying, on the outside at receivers, because most of the thing is, there are not really any route concepts being developed, because you're mostly running, you know what I'm saying, running the fake wishbone.
let me tell you something, John. You say I feel bad for pointing out the lack of effort sometimes, but talent not used is the same as no talent. Let me explain something to you. I've seen guys that got the talent and didn't quote unquote see the rock or whatever the case may be, but they still gave effort. I mean, you can't. That's not an excuse because it's been games that Julio Jones didn't see the ball at all. He might have had he might have had one catch. Excuse me. He might have had one catch throughout that whole game, but he ran his routes full and efficient. He blocked full and efficient, and he had one catch that whole game.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the Monday Night Massacre that we put against New Orleans after that on to celebrate what that 10-year anniversary and reopening the dome? Julio had
Yep.
one catch that whole game. But Devontae Freeman had 130 something yards on the ground. But why Julio Jones went out there and blocked this man? Tevin Coleman that same game had 3 touchdowns. Why Julio went out there and blocked this man? We went to Denver, who was the reigning defending Super Bowl champions, quote unquote the no fly zone. They shut down Julio, but Tevin Coleman had 126 yards in the air receiving. But you want to know why? Because Julio ran his routes full speed, and when he took away from the defense, they opened up the lane for Tevin Coleman to get off.
Boom.
Effort.
You got to be
Effort.
all in on all concepts of what is called for on a play. Okay. If you're all in, that means you're going to sell what is designed for you to do on that play. You know what I'm saying? Even on a run play, you sell it like like it's going to be a pass play. Have your man in
Hell,
front of you
even
dialed into you.
the TD pass in the Super Bowl. Julio Jones, when they realized the game plan was Belichick was doubling Julio. He was gonna have a corner trail while he had to play a safety play over the top. Okay, fine. So what Kyle Shanahan dialed up was he put Julio at the slot. He had Hooper playing the other slot next to Julio, and then he had a guy on the outside. But he had Julio to run the deep post because he knew they were playing single high safety. So when he ran that deep post, it took the safety with him. So you looking at Hooper say, beat your man. Hooper beat his man, it was a touchdown. But why was that play happen? Because Julio ran his route full speed and he took the defense away. When
Mm-hmm.
Julio planted for that when he planted to run that post, the safety went right with him. That left open area. Effort is everything.
This is true. This is true. Mr. Knight, thank you for joining, sir. Nice to see you in here. Uh, Dante, Dante, Dame DVIC. I'm sorry, I'm having technical difficulty with my eyeballs.
A lot of people find out that it's not easy to play someone like Matt Ryan. I mean, it's not. Anybody with sense to tell you that. If you
That
notice that most great QBs that they have left their teams, look how hard it is finding a replacement. It's hard. It was
I
hard to
said
replace
it.
Peyton Manning. They thought they had it in Andrew Luck, but you see how that faltered. He dipped.
Yeah,
You see what
I
New England
said
going
it.
through right now. They ain't got no Brady. They ain't got no Brady. You see they struggling at the QB position.
Mhm. Yeah,
Hell, I'm gonna
I
go as far
said
as
it.
look at the Chargers. Look at the
Yeah.
Chargers. Hell, they lost Phillip Rivers. Listen, y'all can say whatever. Justin Herbert ain't impressing me. I'm sorry.
Mm. Look, I have brought it up
And
a couple of times over the last few weeks. You
my
know, part of the problem, part of the problem here, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people don't like to acknowledge it, but you know, coming in behind Matt Ryan, a future Hall of Famer, okay, you just do not that looms large on any quarterback, you know what I'm saying, behind that guy and what he did here for this team. You don't think that was and is in Ritter's, you know what I'm saying, psyche? And I got to prove I belong to, you know what I'm saying, that I can come in and be, you know what I'm saying, a viable quarterback for this team and help do the job that Matt Ryan did for this team.
I also want to
You
point out
you
that hell.
yeah.
I mean, I I want to point out that hell. If we could go as far as the Dolphins. I mean, Tua look decent right now, but in my eyes, they ain't had a quarterback since 2000. Ever since Dan Marino hung it up, 20 plus years ago.
Right, right. Well, you know, that's pretty much about it. The importance of this game and the importance of these last remaining games, we got to finish strong. Um, and let the chips fall where they may. Um, you know, from
As
that
long
aspect,
as everything can take care of itself.
yeah, yeah. We got, what is it, 31 or 21 lights in here? You know what I'm saying? 21 eyes. Let's get 21 lights. You know, and with that being said, you know, I'm thankful for all joining on this Falcons Friday High Noon Madness Christmas edition going into the Christmas weekend. And um, anything else you want to add, LT?
Go Falcons. They just win. I'm gonna stay at Al Davis quote though.
Right,
Just win, baby.
right. And with that being said, like I always say, keep it real, keep it dirty, keep it ATL, and most notably, keep it real with yourself. Y'all have a blessed weekend. Enjoy your Christmas. Y'all be safe out there. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, we out of here.